మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल।
Download AHA now.
Republican policy points. Abortion, no exceptions, let the mother die. Assault weapons, no checks, no limits, let the children die. Climate change, it's a hoax, let it burn. Voting rights, make voting harder for minorities and Democrats. Politics,
I only need 11,000 votes, fellas.
yeah, democracy, tear it down. This is not policy, this is insanity. Vote for sanity, vote for integrity, vote Democrat.
Paid for by Desi Blue, desiblue.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
We all know the America we love and deserve. But Trump Republicans are trying to take away every value we cherish. Our safety,
Tonight, we begin with the growing epidemic of gun violence.
our rights,
The court overturned nearly 50 years of abortion precedent.
our democracy,
Turning now to the new unsettling video from the January 6th Capitol riot.
our existence.
In the Northeast, freak flooding. Meanwhile, out west, historic heat.
But we won't let them win. The future is in our hands. Vote Democrat.
Paid for by Desi Blue, desiblue.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
గెలుపే ఊపిరిగా, పట్టుదలే ప్రాణంగా, ఆశయమే గమ్యంగా పోరాడే యోధుడికి విజయం అన్స్టాపబుల్. ప్రశ్నల్లో మరింత ఫైర్, సర్దాల్లో మరింత సెటైర్, మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా. దెబ్బకి థింకింగ్ మారిపోవాలా? మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా.
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल।
Download AHA now.
Republican policy points. Abortion, no exceptions, let the mother die. Assault weapons, no checks, no limits, let the children die. Climate change, it's a hoax, let it burn. Voting rights, make voting harder for minorities and Democrats. Politics,
I only need 11,000 votes, fellas.
yeah, democracy, tear it down. This is not policy, this is insanity. Vote for sanity, vote for integrity, vote Democrat.
Paid for by Desi Blue, desiblue.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
We all know the America we love and deserve. But Trump Republicans are trying to take away every value we cherish. Our safety,
Tonight, we begin with the growing epidemic of gun violence.
our rights,
The court overturned nearly 50 years of abortion precedent.
our democracy.
Turning now to the new unsettling video.
Welcome back to yet another fabulous episode of our talk show with experts. Manato unnaru mana immigration expert Rahul Reddy garu. Rahul garu, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for inviting me, Garu.
Sure. Our program has been supported by movers.com and AHA OTT platform. Watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World BBTV, and Dish Network. All right, folks, without any further delay, let's get on to the topic for today, which has been a long-standing problem, not getting a visa appointment in India. Now, can I apply from any US consulate in the world? Or Rahul Garu, what is your take on this? Or is there any restrictions? Based on the current situation, or is it a open for all kind of a forum? What can people do to expedite this?
Good question, Mithya. So people have been suffering for the visa appointments. For example, in Chennai, visa appointments are backlogged by about 804 days. And in Hyderabad, I think so actually Hyderabad is 804 days. In Chennai, it is 900 days. It's almost like 3 years of waiting for the people to get a visa appointments, though.
Okay.
I mean, by that time, in 3 years, who knows what will happen? Recently, there are some people who reported that they went to the consulates in Vietnam's capital, Hanoi, and other places in Vietnam, and Vietnam, and then they got their visa stamping. It was more like unofficially things were going on, and the Department of State recently has released information. They are actually now encouraging the people who are in the backlogged countries like India to go to countries like Vietnam. In fact, when I looked into the Vietnam consulate Hanoi, the waiting period for F visa is 1 day.
1 day?
One day. 1 day, yes.
No way.
Yes, and the waiting period in Hyderabad is 405 days. 405 days, though. And Chennai
I don't know what to say, like which one is an actual joke, like the 400 days or the 1 day thing. What is going on?
Both are serious. You can make an appointment with 1 day backlog. And 1 day, I mean, that means that they won't give the same day. So if somebody wants to book, let's say November 5th, they want to book on November 7th, it'll be on November 8th. The booking it cannot be on the same day. When it comes to the B2, F1, H1 and other, H1L, B2, they're all 7 days in Vietnam. Now, people can find whichever consulates are willing to take the consulate appointments. The State Department is now encouraging the people to go outside their home country, though. They are telling they are going to resolve the problem, but while the problem is not resolved, if you can go to other countries, please, they are encouraging you to go to other countries. But please make a note that
volumes only that's causing this backlog there, or
Of course, the amount of trade between India and US is very high. Whether it's in the dollar amount, whether it's in the people moving from there to here, whether we are culturally more aligned to the United States, we are more democratically also aligned with them. We are also diplomatically very aligned with them, and a lot of other factors are there. But the consulates, even though they opened a consulate in Hyderabad, they are unable to match it, though. At one point of time, Ciudad Juarez, especially the consulate in Mexico, used to be the biggest consulate in the entire U.S. consulate in the entire world. Now, Chennai beats it up right now. Chennai is the biggest U.S. consulate in with regards to the operations, amount of non-immigrant visas or immigrant visas, non-immigrant visas particularly granted. It is the #1 in the entire world. Of course, Hyderabad will also come to very closer. So yeah, they try to improve as much as possible, but the trade between India and US is increasing at a very higher pace than the Department of State is anticipating, though. So definitely there is a shortage. They are working on it. They're also telling us that there are some operations where some of these people are issuing the visas remotely. Especially when we are applying in the Dropbox, they're able to verify the information, do all the work here, and just having the people in the consulates do the delivery systems like stamping and all those things. These people are remotely able to work from United States and good. They said they don't have an operational facility right now to issue the visas here, definitely, but they are working towards it. We don't know how long it's going to take. But at this point of time, if you really want to get a visa stamping and you're not getting an appointment, though, go ahead to Vietnam or any other country that will take, though.
Got it. Rahul Garu, on a separate note, I just wanted to quickly touch upon the subject of the fact that such a backlog is causing the growth of a lot of these people smuggling sort of organizations, even in India. Recently, we had a family that froze to death at the US-Canada border where they were trying to illegally cross into the country. I just want your take as an immigration lawyer. What is it that you would like to tell people, although there is such a big backlog? What is your advice to these people so that they do not take the wrong step? It was very sad to see like a 3-year-old child like frozen to death because people are trying to get to this country. And the backlogs in these consulates are not helping. So as an immigration expert, what is the one piece of advice that you'd like to give to these people?
We call the people who do this smuggling, the word we call them is called coyotes. That's a word we use by the immigration officials. Yeah. By the immigration officials, and also human traffic is a little bit quite. I mean, there may be a lot of means for human traffic, but particularly, especially the immigration smuggling, we call them as coyotes. Though. We definitely don't want these any of the people to fall into these things. There are some operations, you'll be very surprised though, where people will land in some of the South American country and they'll be robbed everywhere. They'll be robbed everywhere. That means that if you have any money, they'll take your money off. So they will drop you to one point to another point, and they go to the Western Union, get the money only to go to point A to point B, point B to point C. It's a very treacherous journey, and you get robbed, you get beaten everywhere, and all kinds of bad things will happen there. And definitely don't fall into trap of those things. It's definitely not worth getting into those things. It's what the better way probably would be to make an appointment to, if you're eligible for, and speak with an immigration lawyer if there is any concerns about it, try to go to Vietnam. I mean, instead of going to 𝐶𝐓𝐓𝐻𝐿 and making an illegal journey, go to Vietnam. What I was being told is there is no visa requirement for internationals to get the visa stamping there. If you're eligible for it, go there and get it there. That's easier, cheaper, and much better.
Cheaper and safer, right? Yeah. Because that really struck a nerve when I was watching the news about that family, and when we were discussing about this topic, it just suddenly came back to my head that oh my God, these kind of human trafficking or coyotes, like you said they're called, are springing up everywhere, especially in countries like India where they're leading people into a false sense of security that they can reach US without needing legal methods. But I think legal methods, even though they take time, are safer for you and your family. So, But
now they cut the town. I mean, instead of these people going anywhere, you might as well go to Vietnam, and that's easier for you.
Exactly, yeah. So that's so much easier. So if you're trying to get here. All right, thank you, sir. And on that note, let's start taking our callers for the day. Let's take our first caller.
Yeah.
All right, our first caller for today is with caller with number ending in 9890. 9890. Hello? Hello? Please press star 600 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 9890. Hello?
Hello. Hi, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes. Yes, I have a question. We have a plan to travel to Bahamas. So the question which I have, it is a round trip from cruise from Florida to Bahamas and then Jamaica and then just come back. So we are not staying in the Bahamas for one night. We are just landing there in the morning 5 and then coming back. So is it okay, or is it not acceptable? I mean, we have.
You mean to say you have a H1 and H4, but you don't have a stamping in your passport?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The rule says that for the H1 visas, it's only Mexico and Canada. For the F1 visas, the Bahamas is allowed. Some countries in Bahamas are allowed. It's not, if you are porting somewhere in Bahamas, though, H1 people without stamping cannot come back. The 30-day rule, automatic revalidation, is not applicable if you go to Bahamas for the H1B and H4s or L1s and L2s, but it is applicable to F1 visas, though. Since it's a H1B visa, I would not advise you go to Bahamas.
Okay. Not even cruise.
Well, that's exactly cruise or flight. It's all the same for me. Okay?
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. Let's take our next caller.
In this gentleman, if he would go to Mexico, or Mexico is fine, or a Alaskan cruise is fine too, because it's only Canada.
Right. Nice. All right. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 2978. 2978. We're ready for you. Hello? Hello? Please press *6 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 2978. Hello?
Hello, sir. This is Naga.
Hi, Mr. Naga.
Hello?
Please go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah. Actually, my question is, my green card got approved 2 months back, and recently my H1 status got changed from approved to initial review. And I just want to know actually why my H1 got changed from approved to initial status, initial review.
I don't know. I don't know why. It doesn't matter for you. You are a green card holder. You can do one thing. Your H1B is approved. You take the H1B. Okay? You're good. Don't worry.
Make an Instagram video also. You might get a lot of likes on that.
I don't need to worry, correct?
Yeah.
I don't need to worry, correct, sir?
Yeah. You don't need to. You can eat palli in it though. Next person.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, and congratulations, Ali. All right. Well, all right. Before we take the next caller, a question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Dinesh Kumar Vadivel. Sorry. It says, I traveled on H4 when my H1B petition was in progress and it is approved now. Can I travel back to India for stamping? What are my other options? I have to get H1B. Please let me on this.
He can travel to India to get this. He can travel to India to get the stamping. But the visa waiver program requires that he has to wait for a long period of time for making an appointment though. The other way and easiest way is, he can apply for the change of status right now in premium processing. I would recommend he do that rather than going to India and to get the stamping.
Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting. Cool.
The same company can file a transfer of H4 to H1 right now and then get the H1B approval. He'll be fine.
Then he doesn't even have to go for the
stamping. Go to India. No, he doesn't have to go to India, and then he can work on H1B.
Fantastic. All right. On that note, let's take our next caller. Okay. Caller with phone number ending in 6650. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 6650. Hello? Hello? Caller with phone number ending in 6650. We're ready for you. Hello? All right, let's put the caller on hold and we'll try another caller, please. All right, caller with number ending in 8122. 8122. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello.
Caller with number ending in, hi. Hello, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, my name is Vishnu. My PD, my priority date is November 3rd, 2010. And apply for 485 on October 23rd, 2020. Okay, and I got approved my EAD on July 2021. Okay, and next I got on November 18th, 2021, USCIS performed a site visit by two immigration officers from SFO field office, and they did an interview about 1 hour, and they asked about my previous employer, salary, job duties, and follow-up documents. So I submitted everything to them. But I don't get any information regarding my GC approval till now. So if I will go for online and check the processing time, it's showing up right now 29 months. Like I can submit a request on April 2023. Okay, so it's keep on changing this date.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
So I have one more. Yeah. So now, one more thing. Like I went in December last year, December 21 December, I visited India, and I came back last week. Like I stayed almost 11 months there, but still I used my H1. I went there, I got stamped, and I came last week here on my H1. Okay, I don't use my EAD. Okay, so now my question is, because of that 11 months, whatever I stayed there, because of that one, it is delayed my green card.
I don't think so.
Exactly
I don't think so. I don't think so. I would recommend right now for you to sue the USCIS. That's an easy thing right now, though. The judge who is appointed by the president of this country was been ratified by the Senate by more than 50 votes in the Senate. Need to listen your story that it's been 26 months or 24 months and they have not adjudicated your application, though. And typically they would tend to adjudicate your application, though. There is also other thing that I'm hearing about this FDNS visits on the adjustment of status applications. I want people to be very careful of what information you are giving it to them. They're asking too much information which is not needed to adjudicate your 485 application. You have a right to refuse the FDNS visits for them. I mean, you don't have to say, okay, I want to speak with my lawyer. I will only get back to you once I speak with them. You have a right to refuse it. I don't know what you spoke with those officials for 1 hour, though, but I want you to have a consultation with the lawyer, and definitely suing the USCIS is the best option, though. In this case, if it's been pending for 24 months. Your prior date is current, though. Only for the people whose prior date is current.
My valid is current.
Yeah.
So
the USCIS.
Okay, if I will sue, right? So USA maybe strike back, right, when I sue?
No, that's a very wrong assumption. If we are in a democratic country, okay, like India also and US also, do you know that very good number of lawsuits are filed against the government? Okay, it's normal, though. There's nothing wrong with it. Same thing in India. More than 50% of the cases are filed against the government. People don't know that. They only think, okay, I and Mr. Ramu are fighting. No, a lot of times we fight with the government. No, government cannot take revenge just because you fight. We have never seen them taking revenge too. All it will do is that it will move your case up, means to adjudicate your application faster. Now, I am not telling that you are going to get a favorable decision if you are not eligible for it. That's not what I'm telling. I'm not telling that you will get unfavorable decision if you're supposed to get a favorable decision. All it is that you will get a decision soon. Next person, please.
Yeah. So I'm stayed here almost 14 or 15 years, okay, on H1.
I see that.
I'm legally fine. I have all the pay stubs, all W2s, everything is legal.
You're good, sir. You should take it to the court, sir. You should take the right candidate for taking it to the court.
Thank you.
All the very best, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling. Let's try our previous caller again. Caller with number ending in 6650. Let's try to, okay. Seems to be a problem with that number. Okay, let's take a different caller. Caller with number ending in 5064. 5064, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, yes.
Hello?
Hello, yes.
Hi, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, can I ask you the question now?
Yeah, please go ahead, sir. We're ready.
Yeah, actually, this is regarding the Dropbox. I came to ESA on L1B visa. After that, in US, I changed to F1 and then currently right now on H1B visa. So my question is...
Well, you came on L1, you came on L1, then you moved to F1 and then now you're on H1B, okay?
That's correct.
Okay, keep going.
So, yeah, so as part of Dropbox, I'm planning to travel to India in December. So I see the requirement is like I need to submit all I-797s. So do I need to drop my L1B because my passport is having L1B stamped visa. So do I need to drop L1B I-797 and also the F1 related OPT photocopies, OPT and STEM OPT photocopies?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you should. Not only that, on the I-7, is it a blanket L1 approval that you came on? Or is it a particular for you there?
Correct.
Yeah, you can always give them the blanket L1 approval. Even though it doesn't have your name on it, you can give them the I-797. Yes, provide them the EADs and everything. Yes, photocopy. You won't have the original of that. You don't need original for that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay?
Yeah, actually, I don't have it actually, so that is not
You
needed,
will not,
right?
it's not required. It's not required.
Okay. And how about the initial OPT? I have photocopy, but not having the original. I
Photocopies.
remember like I submitted it.
Photocopy is good enough, sir. You're good enough. They will verify
Good
whether
enough.
that's a true one or not. They can go to their system and see. If that's something that you faked it, of course, they will deny and will put you in the misrepresentation. But of course, that's not true. So just provide them the photocopy. You'll be good. You don't need to provide the original thing, okay? We'll go to the next person.
Because I'm just worried because I'm traveling after 9 years, so I just wanted to.
One thing, I am still worried for you because of you changing from L1 to F1 for H1. I'm still worried for you though, how the Department of State will look into, but there is nothing I can do about it. But as far as the copies of the documents are concerned though, you are good. They will not ask you, get the original 797 approval. They will not ask you, okay? You are in good in that way. We'll go to the next person.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Before we take our next caller, I have a question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Janvi Kumar. It says, my priority date is July 31st of 2014. Have my EAD and advance parole for all. I-140 EB2 approved and 485J filed on August 6th of 2022 when FAD was current. Is my son's age locked? He is now 17 plus.
So his I-140 has been approved.
Yes.
The priority date was current. 485J was filed. 485 was filed, and the child is under 21. Technically speaking, of they are locked. There is a small minus point here, which I'm looking at it, Nitya.
Okay.
I don't know if the original application was filed in EB3 or EB2. Most probably it was filed in EB3, the way I'm sensing it. If it is a EB3, there is always 5 to 10% of the risk that the child may not have been covered and then later on converted to EB2. But the way the gentleman has presented to us is that it was a straight EB2 application and the I-140 has been approved. If that's the case though, I-140 has been approved, 485 has been filed, final action date has been current, and the child is under 21, that means that the child is locked. 4 things. I-140 approved, 485 filed, child under 21, and final action date are current. All 4 need to occur at the same time. If all 4 occurred at the same time, the child is locked. Once a child is locked, I will let the child use the EAD.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, sir. All right, let's take our next caller. Okay. Caller with number ending in 3356. 3356, we're ready for you now. Please press *6 to unmute your phone line. Caller with number ending in 3356, Cindy. Please press *6 to unmute your phone line. Hello? Hello? All right, let's try a different caller for now. Let's put this caller back on hold. Caller with number ending in 1194. We're ready for you now. 1194. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Nitya Garu, and thanks Rahul Reddy Garu for taking my call. A couple of months back, I got my green card, but my daughter's green card is still pending. My daughter received her EAD Advanced Parole Combo Card.
What's the priority date?
So, the priority date, November 2012.
EB2 or EB3?
EB2.
Keep going, sir.
Last week I changed my employer, and next week we need to travel to India. So while coming back, are there any issues at port of entry for my daughter? Because
no.
I changed the
How old is your
employer.
How old is your daughter?
She's 15 years.
No, sir. I do not see any problem whatsoever at all. I'm assuming that she has an advance parole, okay? Is that right?
Yes, she has an advanced parole combo card. EAD advanced parole combo card.
She will not have any problem whatsoever at all in getting the green card, in getting admission into the United States. Absolutely not a problem.
Okay. Which document?
Even though you change the company.
Carry?
She just need to carry the advance parole and 485 receipt notice copy, not the original. But the advance parole, she has to carry the original. And of course, I don't have to say that she has to carry the passport. That's all she needs, okay? The fact that you change the company to a different company will not be any relevant factor in your daughter entering into the United States. However, though, you may want to consider one option for your daughter is to file a F2A, that is family-based second preference A, application for her so that she can get the green card in India, though. Now, that is irrespective of the travel that she is doing, irrespective of. The reason is that some people are assuming that, okay, right now the priority date is going to be current pretty soon. What if the priority date is not current in the next 10 years for your daughter? You see the point? Now, she can renew the advance parole, she can renew the EAD, but do you want her to be like that? Why can't you file an I-130, okay, so that she will go to India to get the green card, and while the process is going on, she can still continue using the EAD if she wants to, using the advance parole, okay? But that will be a backup plan. What if the priority date doesn't become current in the next 1 to 2 years? You see the point? Okay.
Yes.
But as far as the travel is concerned, sir, she's good to go. We'll go to the next person.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right. Before we take our next caller, I have a question for you, Rahul Garu. This is from Ragini Gupta. Says, I'm in India, got my H-1B approval. Employer gave only copy of the approval notice. If I switch to a new employer, can the old employer revoke my H-1B? If the H-1B is revoked, what are my options?
I don't know if the person has got the H-1B stamping in the passport or not, though. If the person is in India and she got the H-1B approval and she did not get the stamping, she's technically not counted toward the H-1B number. So if the stamping is there, I don't see any problem in her, absolutely no problem for her to move to a different company and come into the United States. But if the stamping is not there, it doesn't matter whether it's a copy or original. She cannot come to it through a different company, though.
Okay. Sorry.
And just for the people, though, long days ago, somewhere in 2008 and before, though, when people didn't used to have the original H-1B approval, at the time when they go for past stamping or at the time when they're entering into the United States, we used to have some problems, but recently we are having no problems whatsoever at all if the original H-1B is not there, but the copy is there to go for stamping.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 3356. We're ready for you. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 3356. Hello? Caller with number ending in 3356. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay. Hey, thanks for taking my call. So I have a quick 3 questions.
Go ahead, sir.
So the first question is, my employer law firm, they filed my green card and they didn't file my 485J properly in 2022 February. They didn't send the page number to me and they had to file it back again, and by the time I lose almost 4 or 5 months because USCIS has returned 485J and the date has been retrograde. So can I take any legal action to them or because of negligence or something like that? If there is anything that I can take action?
They will always have a defense that they are representing the company, though. Because they say that the 485 application is for the companies. Only your company can take action on them, not you.
But company is saying it is because I'm paying to them, and I'm interacting with the law firm directly to them.
Well, as I said to you, they can. If your company is okay, you can take action. What's your next question?
So how to do that? I mean, do I need to hire a lawyer? Like I can call you privately, or?
No, your company needs to contact us for us. If you contact us, we don't hear you at all because we don't know what the company wants. Because if we do take everything and then we go there and the company says that no, we don't want, we're fine with it, and then you'll be in a loss. What's the next question you have? You said you have 3 questions.
I have the 3 points. So they're saying you can go ahead if you want. I have that email with me. Will that help or no?
Yeah, it may help, but I'm not the proper lawyer. I'm just an immigration lawyer. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, my second question is if I, my 485 is pending. I got the EAD. But in this case, if I go to my offshore, I mean, my company has a offshore counterpart in India. So if I work, let's say 7-8 months or 1 year in offshore, so is that an issue? 485 when it will be current will be an issue. Question will be asked. That why?
Whenever you're leaving the country for more than 3 months, though, the USCIS can question whether or not the position is still open here in United States or not, though. It's going to create a doubt. What's the reason why you're going there? Just to work there or stay there or what?
Yeah, just to work there. I mean, for my family reason, in case I need to go. I mean, if I need to go.
It's not what is your priority date?
2013 February, 1st February.
Yeah, I would not advise you to spend more than 4 months there because it will create doubt in the minds of the USCIS whether the position exists in United States or not. It also creates a doubt whether you want to stay in United States or not too. Okay? What's the third question you have?
So I can work from there in offshore? Okay,
less than 4 months, it's
US.
fine.
Okay.
Less than 4 months is fine, not more than 4 months.
Okay, and let's say my EAD is an extension now, and I travel to India. So my extension remains valid, or I need to find the extension, the EAD renewal again when I come back?
No, sir. Your EAD renewal will be valid even if you leave the country. They will approve your EAD renewal, though. Now, when it comes to the advance parole, though, they have a discretion to deny your advance parole when you leave the country. But when it comes to the EAD, they will not deny it. Okay?
I see. Okay. So I have to refile probably, but EAD is okay. Okay. Thank
you.
You.
You're absolutely
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Next person, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 2683. We're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 2683. Yes. Hello?
Hello, Rahul and Nitya.
Hello, sir.
Thank you for accepting my call.
Sure.
Are you able to
hear me? So do you mind speaking up a little bit? Your voice seems a little bit muffled.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
Good, sir. Speak up. Let us know what you want.
I have traveled using the EAD with advance parole. And when I come back, my EAD and advance parole is valid May 2024. But in the port of entry, they gave September 3rd, 2023. So is there anything, the I-94, I have to travel again and get it done?
No, sir. I'm sorry. This question comes in a lot, though. So what he's saying is that his advance parole and EAD is expiring in May of 2024. But when he came into United States, the I-94 online says that his advance parole or his entry expires in September of 2023. Can he stay after September of 2023? The answer is yes, you can. Do you need to travel outside to renew it? No. Do you need to file a renewal before September of 2023? No. You need to file for a renewal before May of 2024, sir. You can ignore that it's expiring in September of 2023, okay?
more question. If I traveled to Mexico and get it by using I-797 to come back to H1 again, then the EAD and advance pro will be inactive? Or,
No. First of all, why do you need to travel to Mexico? You need to have a purpose for you to travel to Mexico. There is no need. If your I-797 is valid right now, and when is your I-797 expiring?
August 2024.
Here is the magic. You still are on H1B, even though your I-94 says advanced parole, okay? I did the magic trick on you, okay? You can extend the H1B. You can transfer to a different company on the H1B. You don't have to travel. There are some rare times where I tell people to travel. For example, if you're filing a 485 again, which I don't think so you're going to file right now, I tell them to travel. But for you, you do not have to travel to Mexico. You can ignore the online I-94, ignore it, okay? Ignore that one. You can extend the H1B, you can transfer the H1B if you want to. Absolutely no problem with it. We'll go to the next person.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we'll go to the next person.
Let's take our next caller, but before that, we have a question for you, Rahul Garu, and this is from Unmesh Kulkarni. It says, employer A filed GC in New Jersey, priority date EB3, October 2014. I have a valid AOS EAD AP and valid H1B till 5/25. Employer B take over employer A after merger. Latest W2 has employer B's name, but employer's federal ID number is the same as employer A. Two questions he has. One is, if project location changes to Texas, do I need to file an amendment for my GC? That's the first question.
First question is that there is an ownership change or name change between company A and company B. Did it happen after 6 months of filing the 485 or before 6 months of filing the 485? That's the main question that I would ask. If it is after 6 months of 485, everything is fine. He doesn't need to do anything. Even if you changes the location also, he doesn't need to do anything. If it is before 6 months that after he files the 485 though, it looks to be okay because the tax ID number is there, is the same, but I still would want this guy to consult a lawyer.
Okay, got it. All right. On that note, then let's take our next caller. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 3306. 3306, we're ready for you now. Please press star 6 and 8 to unmute your line. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir?
Yeah, hello. My name is Suresh. So I have a pending I-485. My priority date was December 2014. And due to the downturn in this market, so I might lose job. So my question is, for how long I can stay unemployed when I'm in pending I-485? And so if I travel and come back in the airport, will there be any issues if I don't have a job?
You definitely will have an issues if you don't have a job, because the only purpose why you're coming here is because you have a permanent job offer. I would request that you find some other job, even if the money is very less though. I would definitely want you to consult a lawyer now. Here is one of the things that I want people to note down if they're losing a job. The whole concept of the green card is that it's the offer of employment, never your employment. So when you're not employed also, as long as there is an offer of employment, a future offer of employment, you are good. You don't have a problem. So in other words, you need to have a cooperative employer. Now, when we want to argue these things, believe us guys, we are lawyers. I mean, until your money is completely driven out, we will argue in your favor, okay? Until your money is drained out, completely drained out, we'll argue. But I would like you to avoid as much controversy as possible when you go to the immigration. So if you are unemployed for a long period of time, let's say 3 weeks or 4 weeks though, it may affect your green card though. Then how would they come to know? They will ask in between RFE, they will issue an RFE and ask us, give us a 5 years employment history. And when we give the 5 years employment history and we say that 6 months you don't have a work, that means that they will assume that you don't have a job offer. Since you don't have a continuous job offer, since the time you filed the labor certification right now, we are going to now deny your 485 application. So it is in your best interest to find. If you can't find a job, though, have your wife open a company, employed with that company. If your wife is not there, you open your own company. Just open a website. Give a job to yourself. Now, these are all not a very good arguments, though. Okay, not very good, but they are better than being unemployed.
Okay.
Got it. In particularly in the USCIS memo, it's clearly mentioned that a self-employment is perfectly okay. For the I-485, when a person is moving, let's say, for example, you're working for Twitter. Now you are laid off from Twitter. And now what do? You don't have any job. So you can form another company, okay? Let's call it as Bitter or something like that. And then put a website and then have you employed with that thing. Even if you don't get the paycheck, though, as long as you're working towards a Bitter, whatever that Bitter might be, then you may be in a better shape rather than completely being unemployed. So I would definitely, if you are getting unemployed, consult a lawyer. There are creative ways of avoiding it. Now, I'm not telling that they are the best ways. The best ways, obviously, is when Twitter gets laid off, you go and work for AT&T. Definitely, that is better. I mean, absolutely better way to avoid the lawyers and all those things. But if not, at least open a Bitter. Just go to the website and open bitter.com and then start doing some work on it, and that's better.
Got it. Okay, cool. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Next person, please.
All right. Next caller, please.
I'm not telling that.
All right, caller with number ending in 4472. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 4472. Hello?
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 Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. My I-485 is pending for more than 2 years. My case is June 2012 in AB3. And I'm working with a vendor. My company is consultancy, and I'm working with a vendor A. So he is offering me full time, and there is another vendor also for same client. He's offering me for full time and giving the good pay. So is it okay? And both are. If I don't go with a vendor A, he will finish my contract. But there is the vendor 2. He has also offer. So both, I was thinking to file through both vendor A and B, transfer H1 from my current company to this. So is it, it will be any negative impact on my case?
So let's say you're working for
vendor A and B both.
Yeah, let's say you're working with ABC Consulting Inc. and you have a vendor, let's call the vendor Tata and A. And you have vendor B, let's call Cognizant as vendor B. So Tata files a H1B and vendor B, which is Cognizant, files a H1B, and you choose only vendor A or vendor B. Will it cause problem for your green card or H1B? No, it does not. Is it moral? That's a different issue. I'm not going to answer that. As far as immigration law is concerned, no problems with it. You can either pick A or company B. And is it safe for you to move when your priority date is? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, because at the same time, both company will file my H1B transfer. And if I don't join both, or if I joined one, and second one is a revoke if I didn't join.
As far as immigration laws are concerned, you're perfectly all right. If you join vendor A, if you join vendor B, if you don't join vendor A and if you don't join vendor B, that is perfectly okay too. Okay.
Okay.
Now
my daughter is
my main
one question.
My main question is, you have an EAD. I don't know why you need H1Bs. Only to feed immigration.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, but my interview is done, and I didn't.
I know. I'm tired of telling it, but that's fine. Why not make money? Okay. You're speaking about your daughter.
Yeah, because my case in AB3 and my daughter is 18 years around. So she, as per your comment, right? She already, locked with a final action date, because final action date was current in July 2021.
CSP lock.
So if I change the employer, so any negative impact on?
Nil, zero, zip, nothing. She's good. Once she's locked in CSPA, You keep changing the employer every week, it will not affect your daughter or you. We'll go to the next person.
Okay. All the best, sir. All right, let's take our next caller.
My priority date is just a 45 day away from current. So is it
Yeah,
any
it
chance,
could.
in future?
It could take only 1 month, or it could take 10 years. I cannot tell it though. I've been a very wrong predictor though. I'll do one thing for you though. I'll pay you $5 and you contribute $5. Let's go to the parrot guy in India. I want you to give me the video and I'll give you the $5. Guys. Let's see how he picks up. Because it's very hard to tell. We'll go to the next
All the best,
one.
sir. Hopefully it comes in a month rather than 10 years.
But the good part is that she's covered in the CSP. I'm so happy for her. And
So
you too.
what you suggest? I mean, what you suggest? Should I change the employer or should?
You're getting more.
continue with,
You said you're getting more paid for the same job. Why not? I will do it. Next person.
If you feel there's too much money, you can
Hello?
always send it to us, sir. No problem. We'll take it.
We'll go to the
All
next
right.
caller.
Let's take our next caller. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 6650. Hello?
Hello, Andy. Nitya Rahul Garu. Are you able to hear
Hello,
me?
sir. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for taking my call. మేము నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ జూన్లో ఇండియా వెళ్ళడానికి ప్లాన్ చేస్తున్నాం అండి. డ్రాప్ బాక్స్ అపాయింట్మెంట్ దొరికింది ఆఫ్టర్ ట్రయింగ్ ఫర్ వెరీ లాంగ్ టైమ్. మై డాటర్ ఐఎమ్ ఆన్ H1B and my daughter is 10-year-old. So we have current stamping which expired on 8th March 2020. So my question is, can we all three go together? Is my daughter eligible for a drop box? Because in the document checklist, they are saying that I need to submit valid visa for both parents for my daughter's documents, but we don't have valid visa. All three will have expired visa on our passports.
No, good. You're good. You can go. You can go. If you're putting all of them together though, you, your wife and your daughter, you absolutely don't have any problem. Everybody is eligible for Dropbox.
Great.
Okay.
Sir. Thank you so much.
Right.
Wish you
All
best of
the very
luck.
best, sir. Let's
Thank
take
you,
our
sir.
next caller, Andy. Thank you so much. Okay, caller with number ending in 4899. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 4899.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Rahul Garu, for providing opportunity to talk to you. So I have the issue like I received a interview call. I went to the field office as well. After going into the office and checking everything, then they told that file is in transit. So they send it back to home. I asked them like, officer, like when can I receive the interview call? After 2 months also I have not received anything.
What's your priority date?
Interview 2014 September.
Okay. So what's your question now?
So do I need to contact USCIS again to know the when can I receive the?
I am not interested in it though, because 2014 is not current right now. If you contact and they will do all the things, they will do an interview, then what? Are they going to give the green card? So if I'm not getting any benefit by interviewing, why am I hurrying? You see the point? So so I'm not let them do it at their own sweet time. I'm not going to put any energy on it. Yes, if your priority date was 2011 or early part of 2012, then I would have contacted the congressman, ombudsman, and probably raise a service request to get an appointment. But right now, I'm not going to spend any time. Your EAD and advance pro will still be extended. So I will not do anything if I were you.
In the meanwhile, my attorney withdrew my EB3 application. I received interview call for EB2 because 2485, which is not required. So attorney suggested to withdraw it. We withdrawn the EB3. Will that affect any of EB2 processing?
Did that happen before the interview or after the interview?
Actually, we sent the letters before just 1 week before the interview.
We normally don't advise people to withdraw the EB3 application though. If they deny it because they have 2 applications, that's fine, because sometimes they get confused. That could have been the reason why that you're not interviewed. But there is still, I would not do anything right now. Okay?
Okay.
We'll go to the next person.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 6280. 6280. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hi, Rahul Garu. This is Krishna Andy. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I have a quick question, Andy. I work with an Indian MNC and I was on H1B and my wife was on H4 EAD so far. She was working on H4 EAD. So recently she got converted to H1B. Okay. So our last stamping was with me on H1B and she was on H4. Now I'm planning to go for an embassy appointment if I get it. And this time when I go, can we both go together in a single appointment? She is with a different employer, staffing company, and I am with the Indian MNC, I said. So can we go together and technically can we go?
You both are eligible. You both are eligible for it's not a single appointment. It will be two separate appointments. One for your wife, one for you. It's not H1B and H4 because she's going for H1B, is that right? She's not going for H4 stamping, is that right?
Correct. So yeah. So H1B, H4 can be single appointment. So two H1Bs is a new scenario for me. So I'm asking, can we have a single appointment and go together?
No, not single appointment. Two separate appointments. One for John Doe, one for Jane Doe. Separate appointments.
Okay.
Don't
so two
club the
H1Bs
application.
from two different companies.
You are going with Cognizant. Let's call your company as Cognizant. Okay. You will make an appointment separately. You don't mention anything about your wife's H1B. You make an appointment. You go separately. She has to make a separate appointment and we'll go with ABC Inc. Don't link both of you guys. Okay.
Okay. Technically, it's not possible or I should not do it.
You should not. Technically, it's not possible either.
Okay, great. Thank you. And also, I'm not following the recent updates. So another question. So, earlier we were eligible for a Dropbox until 2021 end, right? So I do not know the current situation. So if my stamping is last done in 2019, are we both eligible for Dropbox appointment?
Good question. Absolutely, you're eligible. Until they have extended that rule until September 30th of 2023 now. The same rule that was existing until December 31st of 2022 is extended until September 30th of 2023. You and your wife, even though she never got the H1B approved stamped in the passport, she is eligible for the Dropbox only until September 30th of 2023. You're good.
Great, thank you. And that could change. They could change the dates again, right? Okay, and
if they change, most probably they'll extend. Most probably they'll extend the date. They will not. Under this administration, they're not going to cut it down unless the Trump comes in. The next administration is not going to come in for a long period of time. Yeah, they will extend it, but they will not cut it. That's my expectation. We'll go to the next person.
Okay, thank you. And some of my friends were trying for an appointment in Mexico. And some agents were trying to help to get the appointment. Do you suggest going through that route or do you?
No, I do not suggest going through agents. I would not suggest going through the agents because there is they're not, the consulates are not liking the agents and they're able to track it based on their IP address or whatever not. So I would not suggest going through the agents.
So what you said is true for India. Is it true for Mexico also?
Yes, it is true for the entire US government. When you log in, they look into the IP address.
Okay, and if we want to go to Canada or Mexico, we don't have a visa stamp on our passport. So can we go and get the stamping and come inside? I mean, if you fail to get the stamping,
I can definitely. No, if you fail to get the stamping, you cannot come into the United States. Absolutely not. No automatic revalidation.
But we have the absolute petitions, right? So why don't we get in? I mean, I'm asking for Mexico and Canada.
No, sir, you cannot. Automatic revalidation is only valid if you have not applied for the visa. If your visa is denied, you cannot enter into the United States, even if your I-797 is approved for a long period of time. You cannot come in. Next person. We'll go to the next person.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's take our next caller. Caller with phone number ending in 2465. 2465. We're ready for you now. Hello? Please press star 600 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 2465. Star 6 to unmute your line.
Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go
Hello,
ahead.
Nitya Garu. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you, Nitya Garu and Ram Garu, for taking my call. Thanks for your support to the community. My name is Vamsi. My priority date is for EB2 is February 2014. But I acted very late, so I filed it in August of this year. So I got only EAD and advanced payroll this last week because the quota was over. So right now I have only EAD and advanced payroll with me. And I have a plan to go to India February next year. And I have all my H1 Dropbox appointments are all set prior to this EAD I got it. So I have my H1 Dropbox appointment. So do you suggest going with the H1 Dropbox and come back with the H1 or enter with EAD and AP, sir? Rahul Garu?
Definitely enter with EAD in advance parole though. Your H1B will be still valid. That's a good news. The USCIS has recently told us so many times. They're extending the H1Bs even though you come back in advance parole. So I don't see a reason why you have to go and put your head down there and see if they're going to cut your head or not. Because even though you're going for the Dropbox, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get a visa. They can always call you for the interview. There is about 5 to 10 or about 10%, 5 to 10% chance they'll call you for the interview. Why? Why do you want immigration lawyers in your life? If you come back in advance parole for 10,000 people who come in, maybe there'll be one trouble. And most probably that guy must be a murderer or something like that. So I would not. I would cancel the appointment and I will come back in advance parole if I were you.
Perfect. Thank you. One more last question is like I have a 1.5 week gap between my previous 2 jobs in around 7 years back. So will that be any adverse effect on my pending 485?
Did you ever travel after the 1.5 months gap?
Oh yeah, I traveled many times, like 3 times I traveled and I got stamped as well with my other visa.
Yeah.
So I did not have any questions.
Thank you. I just wanted. There is something called 245K section. What it says is that they can only look into the status violations from your last entry into United States to the time you file the 485 application. So you told me that if there is any violation, which most probably it's not, okay, that 1.5 month period that you're speaking it, most probably maybe not. But even if an officer thinks that it is a violation, well, that's 1.5 week, that's okay, 1.5 week. Even if some officer thinks that it's a violation, it's cured because you went outside the country and came back in. Just like the way we have, people will say that if you go to Ganga, you clean all the sins. Since you went outside the country, you're coming back, you are all sin-free after that. You're good. No problem with you, sir.
Perfect.
We'll go to the next person.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling in. All right. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 9384. 9384. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
So thanks for taking my call. So I received my green card and EAD last week, but I also received RFE on my advance.
You received your green card or you received EAD, not, is that right?
No. I received my green card. I also received the EAD, but I also got a RFE on my advance parole application since I left the country on June of this year. So I want to know, do I need to respond to that RFE or I can leave it as it is?
You said, well, I'm a bit confused. You got the green card, right? Is that what you said?
Yes, I got a green card. Yeah, I got a green card last week, yes.
Take the RFE.
I also received RFE for my, I also received an RFE for my advance parole application. That is I-131.
Take your RFE and tear it. You're good. Don't worry about
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Or you
आज
can do.
हमारे वकील साहब काफी फाड़ू मूड में हैं.
No, actually in Telugu we have palli. You eat pallis, right? Just eat it in it, please. Don't waste it. Don't waste the paper like me, okay? Sorry about that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and congrats on your green card. Right, let's take our next caller. All right, caller with number ending in 7205. Caller with number ending in 7205. We're ready for you now.
How happy will I feel when I take an RFP and eat palli in it? I mean, that's so happy. Don't tear it, guys. Please eat palli for me. Yeah.
Yes, only if it's an RFE that's pre-approved, but now you got to be torn, then pallis in it. Okay, otherwise don't, take your RFEs and stuff with pallis. All right, caller with number ending in 7205. We're ready for you now, sir. Hello?
Hello, Nitya Garu, and hello, Rahul Garu. How are you?
Good, sir. Please go ahead. We're ready for you.
Yeah. My priority date is May of 2013 in EB2. And I have downgraded in October of 2020. And this year I filed my supplement J, and I got an RFE for my medicals from NBC now on October 17th. So if I redo my medicals and send it back to the NBC, will they approve my adjustment of status, or
no, they won't.
Do I still have to wait for?
No, they won't. We haven't seen any approvals recently, though, in the past 3-4 months. In the past, from October onwards, we haven't seen. They are not going to approve your green card, though. But do submit the RFE medical, though. You do submit the RFE, okay? Response. Don't eat palli in it, okay?
So I... Okay.
That's for a different.
I still need to wait for my priority date.
You're right, sir.
All right. That was my question.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 0366. 0366. We're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Hello. Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your contribution to the community. I have two quick questions. My green card has been approved on August the 18th for all my family members. Thank you so much for that. And right after my green card was approved, my company applied my H1B premium like 2 weeks before, and my F1B also got approved on or after August 18th, which is like August 23rd. So will there be any impact?
No impact, nothing. You're good. You can ignore the H1B. You can eat palli in it.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, that was my only question actually, because I was a little bit concerned because my H1B was approved for 3 years. Actually.
Yeah, we're noticing it, some EAD approvals, advanced parole after the green card is approved, and the H1B getting approved after the green card is approved. Most of the time they are denying it, which is the right way to do it. Hey, you got a green card, you're not eligible for H1B. Without RFE, they are denying it. That's fine. But sometimes they are approving the H1B. I don't know how the system is set up. Let me explain how USCIS has not corrected from 2004 onwards to right now, irrespective of what we are telling that. In 2004, what they did was that, that September 11th is, right? What happened? September 11, 2001, right? The hijackers did that. The head of the hijacker, his name is called Muhammad Atta. So Muhammad Atta applied for M1 visa. His M1 visa was approved in 2003 or 2004. After that guy is dead. And he is in the number, I don't know what number it is, but he's in the terrorist list. So at that point of time, heads were rolled out. The USCIS chief resigned. A lot of things happened at that point of time. But I still see things are continuing with the same thing. In your case, in the previous guy's case, issuing an RFP and I-131, that's something the system needs to be corrected, though. But as far as you are concerned, though, you are safe. You can ignore the H1B. You got the green card. You're good. But the system needs to be corrected. That's very bad about it. Yeah. You're good. Eat Pauline.
Thank you, sir. Thanks. Awesome. Thank you, sir. And one last question is that being on green card, can we do two jobs on W2? Is it legal to do two jobs?
Absolutely.
On
You can do
IT?
6 jobs. You can do 6 jobs.
Oh,
And let me explain why the IT people are confused about multiple jobs and why they cannot do it. Here is the reason, guys. Doctors, some of the doctors, dentists, I mean, they do jobs in 6, 7, sometimes even 8 locations. Nothing wrong with it. Can you guys do it? Absolutely, you can. Now, I'm only speaking about immigration point of view. I don't know about what surgeons do in their surgery and all those things. I don't know that. But as far as the immigration law is concerned, they're perfectly all right.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling. All right, let's take our next caller, Randy. All right, let's try our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 8718. 8718, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Cool. Yeah, so actually I have a question with regards to the international travel, ma'am. So my in-laws would like to come in December, this year and stay for 2 months, again go back to India and then come again after 6 months. Is it something that is technically doable? Like within less than a year, can they visit twice? And if yes,
I don't
what are their, dates, like end dates going to be? Are the CBP officer going to give like 6 months, or is it going to be less on the second attempt? Is the question now.
If they're coming here for 2 months and then going back and coming back after 6 months, I don't see any problem. They should typically will be giving 6 months though. Then you may ask a question, how come I see that you can't come 2 times a year? No, it is true in some senses though, but not in your case though. For example, if your in-laws would have come and stayed for 6 months, then go to India, and then within 15 days or 20 days, they come back and then try to come back. That doesn't look good, because a visiting visa is to visit United States, not otherwise. But if in-laws are coming for 2 months and then going back and coming back after 6 months, everything looks to be all right. They should be getting a 6 months entry when they come back to CBP.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. That was my question. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling, Andy. All right, folks, we have tried to take as many callers and questions we can today, but unfortunately we're again all out of time. There are a lot of people waiting in the waiting room as well as on the live chat. We are so sorry we cannot accommodate all of you all. But Rahul Garu, thank you so much for answering all these questions patiently, Andy, and for being such a Fadu lawyer today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And to all our viewers, we'll be back same time, same place next Sunday, and come back with lots more questions, lots more complicated questions, lots more of like, can I do this while I have that and this and that and this and that? And Rahul Garu will still answer that question for you. All right. To all our viewers, have a great week. We will see you all next week. Thank you so much.
మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా
अब तू देख लेगा बच्चन साहब का खेल।
Download AHA now.
Republican policy points. Abortion, no exceptions. Let the mother die. Assault weapons, no checks, no limits. Let the children die. Climate change, it's a hoax. Let it burn. Voting rights, make voting harder for minorities and Democrats. Politics.
I only need 11,000 votes, fellas.
Yeah, democracy. Tear it down. This is not policy. This is insanity. Vote for sanity. Vote for integrity. Vote Democrat.
Paid for by Desi Blue, DesiBlue.org. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
We all know the America we love and deserve. But Trump Republicans are trying to take away every value we cherish. Our safety.
Tonight, we begin with the growing epidemic of gun violence.
Our rights.
The court overturned nearly 50 years of abortion precedent.
Our democracy.
Turning now to the new unsettling video from the January 6th Capitol riot.
Our existence.
In the Northeast, freak flooding. Meanwhile, out west, historic heat.
But we won't let them win. The future is in our hands. Vote Democrat.
Read for Desi Blue, desiblue.org. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
గెలుపే ఊపిరిగా పట్టుదలే ప్రాణంగా ఆశయమే గమ్యంగా పోరాడే యోధుడికి విజయం అన్స్టాపబుల్. ప్రశ్నల్లో మరింత ఫైర్, సరదాల్లో మరింత సెటైర్, మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా. దెబ్బకి థింకింగ్ మారిపోవాలా?
Hello, my name is 𝐓𝐕𝐀𝐒𝐿. I'm a co-founder of Desi Blue, an organization that seeks to mobilize South Asian voters to elect Democrats. Today it is my great pleasure to welcome Avanish Sahai. Avanish has been a senior technology executive at companies like Google, Oracle, and Salesforce. He's also been a successful entrepreneur in Silicon Valley for over 25 years, having co-founded several startups. Welcome, Avanish.
Hey, Rajiv. Great to see you, and thank you for having me on.
Great. Well, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about during this election season is, voters tend not to pay a lot of attention to elections in the midterms. Why is turnout important in your view this time around?
Well, radical Republican policies across issues like women's health, immigration, tax cuts for big businesses, voting rights, the environment, and so many more have the potential to destroy jobs and bring the country to a halt. We need to vote for Democrats to help drive growth and employment, as President Biden and his team have been doing and enabling over the past 2 years. Unemployment is the lowest in the last 50 years. That's what we should be celebrating. And yes, there is inflation, of course, and we're all worried about it, but it's due to really depressed wages that have been stagnant for over 15 years, particularly in manufacturing and services areas. It is also due to things like the war in the Ukraine, it is due to supply chain and so on. Those are not all things that are controlled by the President of the United States. And while all that is happening, many companies are posting record profits, right? So I think we need strong, focused leadership and continued execution of programs like the CHIPS Act or the infrastructure bill. That is what we need for the future.
Absolutely. So tell me, what do you think are the key issues, particularly for immigrants and people of color during this election?
Well, there are so many issues that Republicans have really radicalized their positions on. But I think there's two or three top issues that are really relevant to minorities and immigrants that I think come to mind. First, they want to restrict legal immigration, and we cannot let them change those laws. So that's number one. Another one is there's minority rights are really at constant risk, from gerrymandering to restrictive voting rights laws and so on. They're pushing these laws to limit minorities and immigrants from exercising their constitutional rights. But probably the one that concerns me the most is this constant war on women's rights, the right to choose, the right to have health care for yourself and your families. These are, again, in target, and these are at risk if the radical Republicans come back to power.
Thank you for that. So any closing thoughts from you, Avanish?
Well, Rajiv, voting, as we all know, is a very sacred right, and not everybody in the world has it. I think my key message here is please, please, please go out and vote. Let's make this the biggest turnout ever in an election, a midterm election. Every vote, and your vote particularly, matters. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Avanish. It's been a pleasure to have you on. And you heard it here, folks. Let's go ahead and make it happen for the Democrats. Thank you.
Read for Desi Blue, desiblue.org. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
మీకోసం మరింత రంజుగా